Join us as we venture to London today to visit Carlyle's house in Chelsea, have a spot of lunch at one of Agatha Christie's favorite haunts, and enjoy people watching on the Chelsea Green. Today on the Daily Connoisseur. Hello dear friends, Jennifer here, and welcome back. I can't wait to share today's adventure with you. We're going to visit a Victorian time capsule where Thomas and Jane Carlyle lived and entertained their famous friends. I'll tell you more about that later, but first, let me show you my outfit and what I plan to wear. We are going to Carlyle's house today in Chelsea, and I couldn't be more excited. I laid out my outfit the night before, so I checked the weather and it's going to be like 68 degrees and cloudy, so it's not too cold. But I'm going to wear the Doen blouse because this is just perfect for Carlyle's house since it's like a Victorian time capsule. My otter spirit bracelet, this is the Celestite one. I've been wearing it so much. And then I'm going to wear the Lily silk skirt. It doesn't look like it right now because it's hanging on this. And then the Franny Goldie cashmere sweater. And hopefully that will keep me warm enough. I don't want to bring the winter coat because I just don't want to lug it around if it does get warm. So I'm going to risk it. But I like to lay everything out the night before, including undergarments, so I don't even have to think about anything. I'll be wearing the Nay White Barely Zero in my skin color because that's what you have to wear under this blouse. It's kind of see-through, so if you wear a bra that's your skin color, it's a non-issue. But if I wore a white bra or any other color, then you would see it. And then, I don't know where they are, but I plan to wear my M. Gemmy brown sandals. I'm so excited. We plan to base ourselves at the flat in Chelsea. What a perfect day to venture into London. After parking the car, we head to Jane's flat in Chelsea Green. Isn't this the perfect pied-à-terre? Of course, my mother-in-law decorated it, and I love how she brought an elegant city feel to the space with her choice of artwork. The living room has a perfect view of Chelsea Green. And the bedrooms are so cozy. I would love to sleep in this little back bedroom with a twin bed. It's so charming. And look, there are my books. We just rest our feet a bit before heading out again. We have an appointment at Carlyle's house at 1 p.m. and would like to get a spot of lunch before that. By the way, are you enjoying these England vlogs? If so, I hope you'll consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you aren't already subscribed. This lets me know that you enjoy my content and want me to keep going. It was a short walk to the area where Carlyle's house is, and we happened upon a charming pub called the Cross Keys. Well, I probably don't even need to tell you what I ordered. Yes, the fish and chips. When in Rome and all that sort of thing. I noticed what a charming pub it was, so we asked the waiter if any famous people had dined here, and he listed off a lot of famous people, but I stopped listening to the other names as soon as he said Agatha Christie. Agatha Christie dined here? I was not prepared for this exciting piece of news. After lunch, one of the restaurant patrons told us how to get to Carlyle's house, which was only 2 minutes away. He said he knew because he lived right next to it. Imagine living right next to Carlyle's house in Chelsea. Wow. I had never heard of Thomas and Jane Carlyle, and you might not have either, but you most certainly have heard of their friends. Thomas and Jane were a very prominent couple among the most famous artistic circles of the time. Thomas was a philosopher and a historian, and he wrote a history of the French Revolution, which supposedly inspired Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities. Carlyle's house is like a Victorian time capsule. Everything has remained the same, right down to the furniture and wallpaper. Even the ink stains on Thomas Carlyle's desk remain. It was so cool to be in this space. So about those famous friends, the Carlyles entertained so many notable people in this home. Henry James, Robert Browning, George Eliot, Emerson, Dickens, Ruskin, Tennyson, just to name a few. And guess who played this piano in 1884? Chopin himself. Yes, needless to say, I was pretty thrilled by that fact. I heard that Jane Carlyle wrote the best letters in England, so when I get back to America, I'm going to order a book of her letters. I can't wait to read them. This little bed in the kitchen, by the way, was for the servant who was employed by them. And apparently, this big shelf at the bottom of the china cabinet might have been a bed for a second servant, which would have been pretty awful to sleep in. The garden was beautiful. If there weren't as many people visiting, I would have enjoyed sitting on the benches for a while, but Carlyle's house is only open on Wednesdays by appointment, so there were a lot of people when we came. It was marvelous to be in such a historic home, imbibing the rich atmosphere of so many brilliant minds. I hope you enjoyed this tour of Carlyle's house. After Carlyle's house, we did some shopping. The girls went to Brandy Melville on the King's Road to buy clothes, and I took the boys to Waterstones and picked up a notebook for me and a few things for them. And then we enjoyed fritto alla Nutella on the Chelsea Green. It was fried dough with creamy hot Nutella and pistachio crumbles. It really hit the spot. It's a new day back in the countryside, and while I have breakfast and later go on a walk to admire the flowers, I thought I'd share some quotes from the Carlyles with you. Thomas Carlyle said these: "The greatest of faults, I should say, is to be conscious of none." Well, isn't that true? "The block of granite, which was an obstacle in the pathway of the weak, became a stepping stone in the pathway of the strong." I love that. That reminds me of my dragon poem about making friends with your obstacles. Here are two more from him. "Thought is the parent of the deed." I love that. a true philosophy. And finally, Thomas Carlyle said, "Blessed is he who has found his work. Let him ask no other blessedness." And here are two from Jane Carlyle. "The surest way to get a thing in this life is to be prepared for doing without it, to the exclusion even of hope." She was very wise, because I believe that that phrase encapsulates the law of non-resistance. And finally, this quote from Jane Carlyle: "They call me sweet and gentle, and some of the men go to the length of calling me endearing, and I laugh in my sleeve and think, oh Lord, if you but knew what a brimstone of a creature I am behind all this beautiful amiability." She sounds like an interesting character. I hope you enjoyed today's adventure in England. I invite you to sign up for my free author newsletter that goes out each month. Visit jenniferlscott.com and enter your email in the top left-hand corner and hit subscribe. It's totally free, and I love writing to you each month. Keep calm and remain classy, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Love, Jennifer.